Okay, can again. Um, for the longest time, I've been a student wanting to be a teacher, not getting the opportunity. I've tried going to different churches. Frankly, um, I believe that a lot of pastors, and for reasons, pretty good reasons, really. Sorry to say about the body of Christ, but for pretty good reasons, they don't want really good, knowledgeable men to get in their pulpit now and then, not take over, but and preach. Now they'll have an established expert come in and make a big to do about him coming in and let's welcome this guy. He's an evangelist to our church, or this guy's a specialist in end times eschatology, whatever. But not a guy that walks in the street, off the street, and offers to be tested, to be sat down and examined, uh, in order to be able to preach a bit. Because I had and have insights, which I've not done yet. They're coming still. And, okay. Oh, I want to show you my shirt. Well, anyway, I've been feeling like, let me stay on track. This has to be short. I've been feeling like fruit dying on the vine. I've got these skills, these blessings from God, these insights. And it's by God's grace I'm here with you. Hey, I wrote a book, Who is God and What Has He Won for Me? You can buy it through Lulu for $22. I'm not vested in it. I did it, I published it, but I forgot to set up royalties. And so it was published in '09. That's 15, 16 years ago now. Never got a penny. And when I buy them to give them away to friends, I have to pay full price, just like you guys. So there's nothing new about money. But I wrote my book as a legacy for my grandkids and the children that I'll leave behind. Since I wrote it, I certainly got, they were all living back then. But when I published it, somewhere a year old, the youngest, and now, since then, I now garnered in a great grandson. And so it's a legacy. After I'm gone and bones, if the Lord tarries, doesn't come real when I expect him to come rapturous, or because all my kids are saved, except 2 grandkids I'm worried about up in Wilkes-Barre. They're being raised Roman Catholic, and I've been ostracized by my whole family. The whole family doesn't talk to me and doesn't like me. Another story. But I reckon if you want an excuse or the story behind it, if you can be mature enough to understand it, read Hebrews chapter 13, verse 13. I bear the reproach of Christ and believe it. If you're going to serve Christ wholeheartedly and make it, I've led a lot of people to Christ, a lot. Face to face in my job as a customer service man going to strangers' homes for 25 years. And before then, I would just take them opportunistically. But every day, I got in 3 to 11 people's homes, and I would I would read the time and the opportunity. And sometimes I didn't speak of Christ or religiously. That's a taboo, of course. You don't speak about politics or religions. I did it all the time, but I picked my targets. There were times I wouldn't dare bring it up because these people would tear my head off and call and get me fired. Because I'm there as a serviceman, not as a crazy preacher. But over those years, I can say honestly, to my recollection, I led 100 people at least in prayer to receive Christ. And I probably preached the gospel or spoke to them leading up to Christ in some way or fashion to 1,000. And some of these people were in a Jewish neighborhood that were fully Jews. Some of these people were Orthodox rabbis who were kind enough and actually were falsely confident enough to think they could win a debate with me, and they can't. There's really no good reason that Jews still don't believe in the Messiah and their own Messiah, Jesus of Nazareth, the Mashiach, the Messiah. But anyway, And I thought, I'm going to die here. I'll have my book, and I make a lot of comments. If you see religious stuff, you see my name, Ken Marchulensky. And I think I changed it all now to strengthening the saints. I think that went retroactive to all the comments I ever made in the last bunch of years, and I make a lot. As you can tell, I'm like making number 4 or 5 here, and still Valentine's Day for a little bit. But I thought I was going to just pass away and never make a dent. Of course I made a dent. Nothing you do for the Lord stops. It's a ripple. It's a pebble in a pond in the ripple. The ripple goes on and on and on. With the Lord, it will go on for generations. Talk to one person. I've been retired 18 years, and I still manage to lead one neighbor and one guy that came up to buy a used tractor that I ended up giving to him. He was a poor old guy, and he was worried about dying with his heart in front of me, and that was my opening to give him the gospel. I start off with, and I share this with you because you could use it yourself. Say, are you religious at all? And then that's how they can open up. And it's pretty passive, that question. And if they turn and bite your head off, well, stop. And then suck it up. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I've had my head bit off a few times, but not many. And never as a customer serviceman in someone else's house, never. But I've had friends and parents of friends that didn't want to hear it. And I mean, they surprised me. You're always nice and friendly, and then suddenly they turned and went, okay. And getting back to what I'm saying, I always thought I was just going to pass away. And this is wonderful, because if the Lord tarries, and I don't know how much longer I'll have here, it'll stay behind me. And the Lord can simply say, hey, I'm going to bring this to people's attention. And now he's got this fodder for this canon. And I'm happy. I'm extremely happy that I can do this. You don't know. It's very sad for me to believe, oh, this is the end, all this learning. I got some cool, super profound insights coming. They're like this, guys. Gosh, it's always something, isn't it? Okay. I didn't think I was going to do another one. It's like this, guys. Okay? Everything I bring up, generally that's new, like how Luciferians truly believe. They believe that Lucifer is misunderstood. He's a good guy. He's trying to help mankind through enlightenment. You know that word enlightenment? That actually kind of goes with Illuminati, huh? Yeah, okay, the enlightened ones. Yeah. Well, everything that pops up that I'll bring up, almost 100%, but not 100%, is like this wheel. The hub is the issue, like Luciferianism. But to explain it in full to you, I've got a lot of strings attached to kind of let you know how we've been missing it, and get a little more light on the subject, how we've been missing it, been lied to, been misdirected by the media, by our own religious people. Many of them are just horrible. They're as much of a demon as you can figure. And I don't appreciate women preachers, especially in America. If you're on an island and there's only women, or there's only one woman there and among people that have never heard of Christ, then by all means, lady, preach, teach. You got a man to do it and he's capable, don't step in. Don't do it. No, you're not supposed to. And that's, and I'm being as direct as I can. So, hey, and I know what's out there. You people are full of the devil, and you'll defend your stupid position, your sinful position, to your death on that. You'll never give that up. To your money, you'll never give that up either. You'll defend your position to my death. That's always what it is with these people. But anyway, I'm off on a tangent. But look at the wheel and the spokes. Again, I'm going to try to keep this in the background once I get some delivered here, a wheel. Because the hub of the wheel is the issue, but you can't explain what's at the center. Okay, the center, the hub, properly until you explain at least some of these spokes or these loose strings or strings that are attached to it. Okay? And this is just allegorical, an analogy perhaps of what I'm trying to, okay, let me hold it differently. What we're dealing with today. And so if you stick with me and I talk to you, it's going to be complicated. I'm trying my best. But we're dealing, again, I'll keep repeating myself, and that's what this video right here is about. This video is about repeating myself because through repetition, you learn. And so, yeah, you're going to get the wheel, the spoked wheel, often, and eventually it'll be in the background as some sort of decoration on the table. Okay, and it won't be for your face like this. And I won't always, well, I'll probably always mention it because that's why we don't know what's going on. This stuff's complicated. And it goes back, I'm guessing, 3,400 years. And I can't tell you why, because I'm not ready to catch the boot from YouTube. So there's certain things I can't make too plain. So that's down, and I'm happy. I'm so happy that I have this avenue of reaching out. And I think I'm going to wrap it up. I'll take it easy on you. There was probably, oh, I wanted to show you my shirt. Okay, I have to get back. I don't know if I've done this yet. I had this printed up for me and my whole family. It says, Lord, wait a minute. Oh, it says, Lord, love, learn. On the back, it says it in Greek. Okay, I don't know if you can see this. Let me take a peek. I think you can probably see it. In Greek, it says Lord, which would be Kyrios. Love would be agape, the only true love. And learn, oh, I can't think of it now, but learn is another word. I might have actually chosen knowledge instead of the word learn. But I could play Santa Claus now, and I don't want to. Okay, but I gave a copy to all my kids and all my grandkids, except the newest great-grandchild. Okay, someday my grandkids will see this. And I want to say I love you guys. I miss you terribly. I'm pretty sure that I'll never see you again because of what you've chosen to consider me. But that's the part of the bad part, the rough part that comes to people that serve Christ. Hebrews 13:13. You know, you take on the rejection of Christ onto ourselves to a certain degree. It's, well, I can't tell you how badly I miss my family. I have my wife here and my sister. They're the only ones left that speak to me. I've lost a daughter, saved to death. I had 2 children. My son's still alive, but he doesn't speak. And I say this kind of not for pity. You're going to serve Christ. You want to get, if you're young and you want to get your gumption up and you feel called to really just dedicate your life, you can still hold a job. I held a job. I studied every night. On weekends, when I first came, I'd spend 8 hours a day. I'd lock myself in a room. I'd come down to go bathroom and get something to drink, get right back up there. And I would listen to tapes and listen to people preach and try to be discerning and prayed about everything, and it worked out good for me, except for I miss my family. So there's going to be a cost, but God has really blessed me. My first wife left me, and not to get all personal, but part of my blessing is my second wife. I kind of had a crush on her all my life. and pretty girl. My wife Roberta, we call her Bobby. Oh my gosh, what a heartbreaker she is and was. I mean, we're in our mid-70s now. What are you going to be? Even Cheryl Tiegs isn't looking all that hot anymore. Okay, but my wife's still pretty. She smiles. Room lights up. As for me, God bless you. And when I said I love you folks out there, I don't want to see anybody lost, any terrible hell. I don't care if you're one of those nutballs that saws someone's head off with a knife. Not chop it, but the Muslims do this back and forth. They don't go choppy, which isn't all that bad. See, the guillotine was meant to be humane, but these Muslims, they do this. They saw your head off with a sharp knife. It takes time to go through. It's very gruesome. I've seen videos of it. But now YouTube is so regulated that you'll never see anything like that about the good people that happen to be as Muslims, Orthodox Muslims. And, oh, by the way, I did read the Quran. It took a month, and I read it page for page, word for word. And I mentioned it in my book. And it's not the religion of peace. Well, you could just look around you know. Okay, folks, be saved. I call you names, but I'm challenging you, calling you stupid and things like that. And you are being stupid. Don't be stupid. Find God now while you can. Nobody says you have to believe me. What I'm saying is to prime the engine, get you started, get you interested. The running of the motor and for how long is up to you. But at least, and don't read the Bible starting from Genesis. The Old Testament will confuse you. Start at the New Testament. And I'll be even more specific. If you've never read the Bible, read the Gospel of John first. Then read the Epistle to the Romans second. You read those two, you'll have Christianity explained to you in a nutshell, and how Christianity ties in with the Mosaic covenant, which we know is the Old Testament. Okay, so again, God bless you in Christ's name, and